Good to see you. Welcome to KREM 2 News at noon. I'm Laura Papetti, and we'll get to the day's news in just a moment. But first, we know so many people are traveling or getting ready to welcome travelers, so we do want to get a check on the weather forecast here at the noon hour. Thomas Patrick, he's outside checking things out. Thomas, what can you let everybody know about the next couple of days?
Yeah, well, Laura, today it's a return to rainy weather, and at the moment, not raining directly on my head from the Outdoor Weather Center, so no need for the umbrella, but it looks like we're in kind of the middle of a break here. It definitely rained a few minutes ago. The green screen behind me is completely wet, and I wouldn't even want to lean on any of the equipment. Look at what's next here, coming right up I-90. It's past Ritzville, it's past Sprague, it's approaching Cheney and Medical Lake. That is inbound in a few minutes here, so we are far from through with the rainfall just yet. It looks like this batch is a little bit heavier, a little bit steadier overall, so certainly some soaking rains going to be with us for at least a few more hours. There's not a whole lot of activity behind this to the south and west because our storm system at this point is now starting to drift a little bit farther away from the region, farther to the north, by the way. Our temperatures are not bad, though. Our low was 34 degrees this morning. We're still at 38, and we have a good chance to still hit 40 degrees in Spokane, but look at this, 46 in Pullman, already 50 degrees in Lewiston. We're running almost 10 degrees above average for today. So I think once the rain comes to an end by 2, maybe 3 o'clock at the very latest, these drier hours have a better chance to hit 40 degrees for this afternoon, and that'll take us for today. Now, the mild weather pattern does continue, which does mean our white Christmas probabilities are low, but the travel forecast is not looking that bad. So we will have that latest and have the most details across the region in just a few moments.
This afternoon, both sides continue presenting closing arguments in the retrial of former Pasco police officer Richard Aguirre. He is accused of killing Ruby Doss back in 1986. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones has the very latest.
Yeah, it's expected to be a long day inside of the courtroom, but those closing arguments are expected at some point today. I've already been inside of the courtroom for a few hours watching the defense call witnesses and experts to the stand, but at this point they're in a lunch break, and what we can tell you so far is that we have had crews inside of the courtroom as well over the last few weeks watching this trial unfold. As mentioned, police accused Aguirre of killing Ruby Doss nearly 40 years ago in 1986. This is the second time he has been in a Spokane County courtroom accused of murder. The first time was in 2021, but that ended in a mistrial. Throughout this particular trial, there's been witnesses that have come forward to testify. On day one, Ruby Doss's family took the stand, and court did resume earlier this morning at 9 a.m. Once any new information or any new details come from this particular day, we'll bring that forward and keep you updated across all platforms. We do currently have another KREM 2 reporter inside of the doors inside of the courtroom, so once we get any new information, we'll keep you updated. But for now, reporting outside of the Spokane County Courthouse, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
In 1 hour from now, the man arrested for a double murder in North Spokane is expected in court. Over the weekend, Spokane police arrested Brandon Kenny. According to court documents, Kenny admitted to both killings in the Minnehaha neighborhood. 2 people were found dead near Cleveland and Castro on December 8th. This is after neighbors there reported hearing gunshots. Now, according to the court documents, the suspect said he killed the 2 victims because one of them asked him to move a body. Kenny told authorities one of the victims killed a woman and then forced him to move the body. Then police said Kenny allegedly killed both people because they knew about that situation. In North Idaho news, the Kellogg quadruple murder suspect officially pleaded guilty yesterday. Major John Kaylor will be sentenced on March 25th. KREM 2 was inside the courtroom during his change of plea.
What is your plea to count 1, murder in the 2nd degree?
Guilty.
Prosecutors agreed to change his 1st-degree murder charges to the 2nd degree after they met with Kaylor's defense team last week. They also dropped the burglary charge against him. Police say Kaylor admitted to shooting and killing 18-year-old Devin Smith, along with Smith's 16-year-old brother, his mom, and grandfather. Kaylor claims Smith exposed himself and committed a sexual act in front of his young daughters. New in the last 24 hours, a judge denied Brian Koberger's motions to dismiss the grand jury indictment against him. Koberger is accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students last November. Koberger's defense team filed 2 motions to dismiss his indictment this summer. In one of those motions, his defense team said the grand jury was, quote, misled and incorrectly told that the standard of proof required for an indictment was probable cause, not the higher standard of beyond a reasonable doubt. However, the Lake County judge denied that motion on Friday, finding the standard of proof for a grand jury to indict is in fact probable cause. Koberger's attorneys filed another motion in August asking the judge to dismiss the indictment on 4 grounds. So, taking a look at those 4 grounds: a biased grand jury, inadmissible evidence, lack of sufficient evidence, and prosecutorial misconduct in withholding exculpatory evidence. The judge denied this motion on Friday as well. The Washington Department of Natural Resources says Eastern Washington has always battled wildfires, but as the climate changes and more homes are developed in wildland areas, more people over in Western Washington are now at risk. After an intense fire in Thurston County's Bordeaux Ranch neighborhood back in 2020, homeowners worked together to make sure they're prepared if indeed tragedy strikes again. So they created a notification system with evacuation maps. They also consulted with fire agencies to see what changes should be made to properties to increase fire safety.
We were scared because the fire was moving so fast. We didn't know what to...
Panic-stricken.
Yeah, it was just panic.
DNR set up a website where you can sign up to get help addressing whether your home is indeed safe from fire.